Hi guys, welcome. If you haven't seen me before, my name is Katja, and today I'm going to take you through a get up and go yoga flow. The idea with this sequence is to wake a tired, stiff body up and hopefully energize you for the day ahead. So as always, make sure you're practicing in a very safe environment, get rid of your phone, get rid of all the distractions around you, and then I'll meet you at the top of the mat. Alright, so we'll be starting in mountain pose so you can make your way to the top of your mat. Start off by being very conscious about the feet, so perhaps have a look down at the feet, make sure they're underneath the hips, parallel to one another. Take your time just to connect with the ground, to connect with the mat. Stand nice and tall, palms facing to the front, and then go ahead and close the eyes. So if you have any wiggles, any niggles that you need to release, you can do that now. And then try and find some stillness. And then bring your awareness into the space that you're in. And then bring your awareness onto your body. Feel your body. Notice the energy of your body. How you're feeling this morning. Notice any spots that feel particularly tight or stiff or sore, and see if you can consciously just soften into that area. And then bring your awareness onto your breath. And just observe your natural breath. Noticing the length of your breath, the quality of your breath, the different body parts that move as you breathe in and out. And once you've had a moment to really sit and observe, then you can slowly start to deepen your breath. So on your next inhalation, draw the air right into the pelvis. Allow it to fill the belly, then around the rib cage, all the way up to the collarbones. Hold your breath full for just a second, then open up your mouth and exhale. We'll do a few of these deep belly breaths in and out. See if you can make each inhalation a little longer, a little slower than the previous one. Always making sure to completely exhale before you take another breath in. Continue to take deep breaths like this, and perhaps think of an intention that you want to set yourself for the next hour of moving. Something that you'd like to focus on. Perhaps it's your breath. Perhaps you want to stay connected with your breath throughout the class if that's something that you struggle with. Or perhaps it's energizing the body, activating muscles in the body. Or perhaps it's just being a little gentler to yourself, a little kinder, perhaps not pushing so much. Decide on something that you know you need to work on. And once you've decided, just repeat that intention to yourself a couple of times. Take another full breath in and out. And at the end of the exhale, you could open up the eyes. Good, gently just wiggling the fingers where they are. A little bit of movement in the body. Then start bending your knees. Continue with those deep breaths. But we can move from belly breathing into a more Pilates style breathing. So gently drawing in the belly and now really breathing around the rib cage. Another full breath in and out here. And on the next inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Nice big stretch, let the fingertips touch. Exhale, hands to heart center. We repeat this a few times. Inhale. Good, a few more here. The eyes can follow the fingers up and down. I usually say let's practice with the eyes closed, but because we really want to stay awake and energize the body, I think for today we'll keep the eyes open. Let's do 2 more. Good, from here once more, sweep the arms up. Keep the fingertips reaching to the sky, and then we're going to move over into a ladder. So bend the right knee, drop the right hip, and reach through the right fingertips. Inhale, center, and exhale over to the other side. And now just alternate, bending one knee and then the other. And this is all about lengthening in the side body, getting a nice gentle stretch. And if there's any tension in the neck, you can always look straight ahead or down at the ground. So make those necessary adjustments for yourself. I've got some clicks going on in the spine, which feels lovely. Perhaps you can relate with that. Once more each side. Both fingertips up. Soften the shoulders, and now here, inhale, feel as though you're lifting up, little moments of suspension, then bend the knees and just swing over the thighs. Bend the knees again, inhale, come up. Exhale, release. Just keep going. Nice bend. Really swinging and releasing the arms. Good, just keep going. Really allowing this movement to feel good in the body, a nice bend in the knees. If you feel like you need to slow the movement down or make it slower, you do that. But this should wake you up in no time. A few more. Making sure you're not holding on into any tension around the neck. As you fold forward, just release the head. Let's do 2 more. Last one. Inhale up. Stay here, nice stretch once more. And then exhale, bend the knees, hinge at the hips, and come folding over the thighs. Good, bend your knees as much as you need to for this morning. Make sure the neck is soft, so just shake the head side to side. And then nod a few times. Good. From here we bend the elbows. You can grab hold of the opposite side and then gently sway your hips left to right. The torso just naturally follows. The more we bend the knees, the more we open up the lower back. If the legs are straight, then we get into the hamstrings a bit more, which can be nice. So you'll know which version feels right to you. But big breaths around the rib cage, even though you're just gently drawing in the belly button. And if you ever have the urge to sigh, I really hope you do. Nice big inhale through the nose, open the mouth, and you can sigh it out. Lovely. From here, gently allow the swaying to gradually slow down, finding some stillness. We release the hands, we tuck the tailbone, and we slowly come rolling up through the spine. Keep those arms heavy, stacking one vertebra on top of the next. The chin is the last thing to come up. When standing tall, let's loop the shoulders around a few times. Connect with your breath. Remind yourself of the intention that you set and see if you can bring it into each and every move that you do. Good. 3, 2, 1. Relax it there. Moving into sun salutation A, we have two options. Either to keep the feet wide if you feel like your lower back needs it, or if your stability and your balance needs it. If you want a little bit more of a challenge, you can bring the big toes together, heels slightly apart. So your choice. Standing tall with the palms forwards, we inhale to find length. Exhale is softening. Sun salutation A, here we go. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend the knees, we hinge as we fold all the way to the front. Halfway lift, slide the hands up the shins. Stay here, we're gonna do the first one really slowly. Tuck your chin, but make sure you're not dropping the head. So lift those back vertebrae up slightly. Draw the shoulder blades down, the belly up. Breathe here. Energy in the back body. One more inhale. Exhale, fold over. Hands come onto the top of the mat and we step back into our plank. Good, stay here. Connect with the hands. See how much you can spread them out. Again, we relax those shoulder blades. We lift the belly. We squeeze the bum. And we lift the thighs up onto the bone. Breathe. Perhaps even gently rock forwards and backwards. Another little click in my body. So this is all very normal. First thing in the morning, joints are stiff. So that's why it's nice just moving around the joints. Good, and of course this is to really wake up and warm the core. Good stuff. Moving on, take an inhale. Exhale, knees can come down for the first one, tops of the feet down, bending the elbows as we slowly make our way all the way down. Slide your shoulder blades away, lift the belly button, inhale, lift the head, neck and shoulders, baby cobra. Exhale down. Let's do two more just because the body's still waking up. And they can be really small. Engaging the back muscles. Squeezing the glutes too though. Good, tuck the toes, push through hands and knees, sink the hips back, and then lift the knees, lift the hips, downward dog. The first one for the day. We like to sway side to side. Bring the breath in. And maybe a little bit of pedaling in the legs. Remember to keep the upper back nice and broad, the neck and shoulders nice and soft. Good stuff. Eventually we find stillness and we take 2 breaths here. Bend the knees if you need to. Inhale, looking at the hands. For the first one, we take a nice slow walk to the top of the mat. Feet either separated or big toes touch. Exhale, fold over the thighs. Halfway lift, inhale. Flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, we come rolling up, keeping everything round. And then we reach the arms up overhead. And exhale, hands to heart center. Good, now we let it flow a little more. Inhale. Exhale to dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. If the legs feel good, maybe keep the knees straight. Exhale, fold, step or jump. Take it all the way down. Good, cobra, inhale. Exhaling down. Tucking toes, pressing up, downward dog. 2 breaths. Inhale to lift the gaze, bend the knees, step or maybe jump to the top of the mat, fold over the legs. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Come rolling up. We're gonna do 3 more rounds. Good, each time you revisit a pose, see if you can go a little deeper or bring more muscle engagement into the pose. Perhaps press all the way up and then send the hips back for downward dog. 2 breaths. Long spines. Good, come rolling up. 2 more rounds. See if you can lift a little longer, go a little taller, fold a little deeper. Inhale, if the knees have been bent the whole time, maybe straighten them now. Feel it out. Fold, step or jump, take it down. Inhale. This is all about bringing energy into the body. Waking it up. And if we're not in sync, that is totally okay. I want you to follow your own rhythm, your own breath. So if you're faster or slower than I, all good. 1 more round, inhale. And exhale. Inhale for length. Exhale for a softness. Inhale, cobra, length. Exhale. Inhale, power. Exhale, softness. 2 breaths. Finding length in the spine, length in the back of the legs. Once you finish your sequence, hands pressed together in the heart center, just take a moment here. Usually I say close the eyes, but today keep them open. And with the eyes open, tap into the body. Notice what it feels like. Perhaps the heart is beating a little faster. Mine definitely is. Perhaps there's a little bit of a heat going on that we didn't have before. Just notice these things. Good. I'm going to move over just to face you, but you can stay as you are. We're going to come into a balanced tree pose just to focus the body and focus the mind. So shift your weight onto your right leg, very conscious in the right foot. Then very slowly start lifting the left toes. You can have the foot by the ankle, by the calf, or grab the ankle and lift it to your inner thigh. Take your time. This is all about focus. If you can, bring the hands to heart center. And then bring your mind's eye to your hip bones. And notice what is happening to that left hip. You don't want it veering out to the side. See if you can have both hip bones facing forwards. You might need to engage the glutes. Not might, you have to engage the glutes for that. Left hip bone facing forward, and then try and drop the left knee down and away. So we're opening up the inner thigh. Tummy in, chest up. Nice relaxed face, so if you catch yourself frowning, let it go. And if there's lots of wobbling and swaying, that's okay, because trees move all the time. And if you lose it, just try and find it again. Perhaps on an inhale, lift the fingertips up overhead, the hands floating just above the crown of the head. Breathe here. Stay calm. Maybe separate the hands, allowing the branches of the trees to grow and spread. Bending the elbows, gently pulling them back, and then let's just have a little bit of movement in the fingertips. Fingers moving like leaves. Constantly connecting with your breath. And again, just to remind you, if there's lots of wobbling going on, that is a part of it, right? There's lots of wobbling going on in my world. The trick is just to stay calm and not get frustrated with it. And then eventually let your branches grow all the way up overhead. Fingertips will touch. Take an inhale. Find length. And then exhale. Hands to heart center. Good. Slowly release. If you need to shake out the leg, just to give it to reset yourself, go for it. Over to the other side. We set ourselves up. Shift the weight. Slowly bring the foot in. Find you can be here. This is nothing wrong with having the foot nice and low. You're still strengthening the leg. You're still practicing your balance and your focus. We do it all very slowly. Good. Once you're here, pull the tummy in, squeeze the glutes, connect with your right hip bone, push it forwards. Mine also wants to deviate out, it's very normal. And then drop the right knee, so we feel the inner thigh opening up. Lovely. Slowly bring the hands up overhead. Elbows are still bent. We separate the branches. Soft shoulders, even though the chest is open and lifted. And then again, we wiggle the fingers like leaves moving in the wind. Focus on your breath. And eventually let the branches grow all the way up to the sky. Lengthen up, fingertips touch once more. Inhale. And exhale, hands to heart center. And let it go. Good, shake it out. It's just to bring the focus back to the body, set the mind, get the mind focused for the week, all right? Good. Once you've had a nice little shake, I'm gonna make my way back to the front of the mat. We're gonna move over into Sun Salutation B, some variations of our Sun Salutation. So big toes together, heels slightly apart, palms at our sides for mountain pose. We take a moment here just to connect with the feet. Lift all 10 toes, spread them out. Bring the energy up through the body, lift the kneecaps up onto the thighs, engage the bum, zip the belly, lift the chest, soft shoulders. Full breath in and out here. Good. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, bend the knees, sink low for a nice chair. Good, take a few breaths here. Bend your knees only as much as you can. We don't need to go all the way down. Just feel it out, see where you want to be. You can still engage the thighs and the bum. Keep the chest lifted, shoulders soft. If there's lots of tension in the neck, drop the arms in line with the shoulders. You can sink your bum further down if you can. Good, waking up the thighs. One more inhale. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, fold. Step back, top of a push-up, and take it all the way down. If chaturanga is in your practice, you can do this. I'm gonna stick with cobra now, not an up dog. but it's a yogi's choice. Pressing up and into downward dog. Good. Once we're in downward dog, inhale, lift the right toes up to the sky. Good. Exhale, bend the knee, start drawing it to the front of your mat. Nice and slow and controlled. And then step the foot to the front. Good. We take our time here. Each foot in its own train track. We press through the ground and we slowly rise into our crescent lunge. Good, we take a few breaths here. Gently opening up the left hip. Strengthening the right thigh. Soft shoulders, one more inhale. Exhale, come down. Step back. Plank, high to low plank. Good, up dog or cobra. Inhale. Exhale, down. Pushing up and down dog. Good. Go over onto the other side. Inhale. Left toes lift. Exhale, bending. Drawing the leg forwards and stepping through. Crawl the toes to the front if you get stuck here. It's fine. You can just manipulate to come into this lunge. Nice and slowly, when we're ready, inhale to rise. Exhale to soften. Good. Good. See if you can soften your shoulders. So if you need to bend your elbows a little to do that, you do. But then still lengthen through the fingers. So there's still energy in the hands, even though we're trying to soften around the shoulder. Few more breaths. Good, inhale. Exhale down. Good, step it back. Good, once more, high to low plank, chaturanga, up dog or cobra. We press up and we meet in downward dog. Take your 2 breaths. Inhale to gaze up, to bend those knees, to step or jump, big toes touch and fold over the thighs. Halfway lift, here we go. Exhale, inhale, rolling up. And exhaling, hands to heart center. Good, we go again. Inhale to reach up. Exhale, bend the knees, sink into the hips, chair. Good, stay here again. This time maybe challenging yourself by lifting the heels off of the floor. Strengthening our ankles. Tummies are still in, shoulders still soft. Another option is to bring the hands in front of the heart, press together. It's just an option here. Breathe. Take another inhale. Exhale, heels down and fold. Halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Step or jump. Chaturanga, high to low plank. And up dog or cobra. Downward dog. Good, right toes float up once more, inhale. Exhale, bend the knee, draw it forward. And step in between the hands. We come up into a crescent lunge, inhale. Exhale, soften. Good. Inhale, lift up and out of the hips. And warrior 2, drop the back heel down, opening up. You can gaze over the front fingertips. Let us run through some checklists. Front knee is bent. There's an external rotation in that thigh. Tummy in. Baby back toe, pressing deep into the mat. Soft shoulders. Good, inhale, flip the front palm. Reverse your warrior. Your gaze can Follow the right fingertips, and again, remind yourself, soft shoulders. Good. Inhale through warrior two. Extended angle, we reach. Reminder, soft shoulders. You can gaze straight ahead or down at the ground. Good. A nice long line running from the left fingertips all the way down to the left toes. Breathe. One more. Good. Inhale, warrior two. Soften here. We're reversing this. Inhale, crescent lunge. Soften, inhale, and exhale, make your way down. Good. Step the front leg back, high to low plank, all the way down, up dog or cobra. Good. Pressing through, finding our downward dog. Lovely. Changing sides. Inhale, left toes up. Exhale, knee to nose, and we step it to the front. Good, now we know the sequence, inhaling and exhaling. Good. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, drop the back heel, opening up warrior two. Gazing over the left fingertips now, running through the checklist. Bending that front leg, external rotation. You got to engage them glutes. Right baby toe, pressing down. Nice smile on the face. Good. Inhale to flip. Exhale to reverse. Good stuff. Inhale through warrior two, and we find our extended angle. Good. Stay present in the body. Constantly seeing where can you engage a little more, where can you soften a little more, where can you lengthen a little more. I always feel so strange talking to you when my back is turned. Lovely. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, soften into it. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, down. Yes, step back. The body is warm. High to low plank. Up dog or cobra. I am sticking with cobra today. Pressing up. We meet in downward dog. Take our 2 breaths here. Working on our posture. Working on this pose. Inhale to lift the gaze, bend the knees, step or jump and fold. Halfway lift, find the length. Exhale, find the softness. Rolling up, inhale and exhale. Hands to heart center. Good, again, take a little moment here, keep the eyes open. Check inwards. What is the body feeling like now? What's the breath doing? So used to doing this with the eyes closed, it's almost natural to want to close them. But try to keep the eyes open so you're still taking in the space that you're in, but you're still holding your presence. You're holding your inner presence, noticing. Good. Little bend in the knees again, just to soften it up. Big breath. Good. Standing leg hug. Shift the weight onto the left leg. Float the right knee up. Interlace the hands, and if you can, draw the knee right up into the chest. Soften. If you need to keep the left leg bent, if that feels like it stabilizes you a bit more, you can. But the idea is just to release and lengthen into the lower back. We're not here long. Inhale, lift a little higher, and exhale, release, other side. When you're ready, floating toes up, floating the knee up, we lift. See what happens when you draw the belly in. See if you can find a little release in the lower back. Inhale, lift the knee a little higher, and exhale, back down. Shake up the legs once more. Let's bring the feet underneath the hips. Standing tall, mountain pose, full breath in and out. Energize the body. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, we dive down. Halfway lift, long back. Exhale down, bend the knees, step back into the top of a push-up. Stay here. Good, we're gonna stay here. Let's work the core. Inhale. Exhale, draw right knee to right elbow. Inhale back. Exhale, other side. And back. And we're just doing a few here. That's 3. One more each side. Stay here. Breathe deeply. Inhale. And exhale. Bend the knees. Take them wide. Child's pose. Good. Slowly melting down. Finding a nice, soft, relaxing child's pose. We're not here too long, but long enough just to give the body a little rest. Try and make this an active child's pose. So reach the fingers as far forwards as you can, perhaps crawl them a little further away. Keep the fingers spread, press them down into the mat. As you exhale, see if you can sink your bum a little closer to the heels. One more round of breath. Good. Slowly coming out of child's pose. We're going to come onto all fours for cat and cow. Bring the knees underneath the hips. Wrists underneath the shoulders. We take a nice inhale into the belly. And then exhale, tuck the tailbone. Start rounding through the spine all the way up to the crown of the head. Inhale, we unravel. So I like doing these nice and slow. But if you feel like you need a faster pace this morning to keep the body awake and energized, you can always speed yours up. Do about 2 more. And then the next time the back is round, I want you to stay there. Stay in this cat stretch. And then with that rounded spine, gently sink the bum towards the heels. And then back to the front, maybe reaching as far forwards as you can, getting into the forearms. And then back again, and then forwards. And this is very personal, so you might want to just like linger at the back because it feels really good for the lower spine. Perhaps you can't sink as low. You want to feel it out. If it feels really good in the wrists and the forearms, maybe you want to stay in the front zone a bit more. So yoga practice is always just very unique for ourselves. Always checking in with your body needs today. Good. The next time the hips come over the knees, stay there. Take an inhale. And then exhale, pull the rib cage to the left. Drop the rib cage down. Pull the ribs to the right. And then back up to the sky. Rib circles here. And another movement that is just very unique to your body and what feels good. Good, eventually changing directions. And eventually returning to center. Good. From here, tuck your toes, slide your shoulder blades down, lift the belly, exhale, lift the knees, hover them just a couple of centimeters off the mat. Stay here. 5, 4, 3, 2, keep the knees lifted, step the hands forwards to the top of the mat, push the hips back, then push the hips up, downward dog. Lovely stuff. Inhale, lift the right toes up. Exhale, down. Keep alternating left toes and down. Lift as high as you can, find the stretch, and then release. Good. Keep both hands spread, weight is evenly distributed. We just lift and lower. Lovely. The next time the right toes lift, stay there, bend the right knee, and then stack the right hip on top of the left, gaze underneath the right armpit. Good. Inhale, straighten the leg, square the hip, float the leg down. Other side, inhale, exhale, bend and stack and look under the armpit. Inhale, straighten, square the hip, float the leg down. Good. Stay here, 2 breaths. Good. Inhale, right toes up once more. Exhale, knee to nose. Stay here for 5, for 4, for 3, and now listen carefully. The right knee is going to drop behind the right wrist, coming into a nice pigeon pose. Good. So the right toes are turned out. They don't have to come all the way up to the mat. Just a little bit of space for your left hip. And then we take our time to melt ourselves over that front leg. So if you want to lie flat all the way down with the arms extended overhead, you can. I'm going to opt to stay on my forearms because I want to keep my body awake and I still feel a stretch around my right hip. Remember, we don't want to feel any knee pain here. If you do, you might need to bring the foot closer to the hip. You might need to use a pillow underneath the right glute. So just make sure that you don't feel any pain. If you try and make these adjustments and you do still feel pain, let me know. And we will see what we can do about that. 2 more breaths. We store a lot of tension around our hips, so it's nice just giving them some focus, some love. All right, coming out of it, onto the hands. Tuck the back toes, lift the knee, and if you can, with control, step the right toes back up high. 3-legged dog. Inhale, and send them down. Other side, left toes, they float up high. Exhale, knee to nose. A little bit of core for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2. Very good. Drop the left knee behind the left wrist. Turn the toes in, slide the right leg back. Good, same thing. It's nice just to take our time instead of just flopping our bodies forwards, just to take it in slow steps. Staying very conscious in the body and giving it time. funny how quickly we can go from winter to summer. Like a couple of weeks ago, wrapped up in scarves and jerseys and just wishing that it would get hot. Now it's hot and I'm like, oh, there's so many flies. I'm so sticky and sweaty. So we need to learn to appreciate it, right? The flies, because we want it this summer. Good, so even though you're stretching with the eyes open, you want to bring your mind's eye around that left hip, around the glute. You want to send your breath there, and as you exhale, you want to visualize that muscle softening and opening, lengthening. Good, last 2 breaths. Good. Slowly coming up and out of it. Spread the fingers, tuck the back toes, lift the knee, and then send the left leg up high. Inhale, and exhale it down. Good stuff. Our last time in downward dog for today, so we'll stay here, take a few deep breaths. Good, working on our posture, right? So really focus on expanding the fingers, pressing them into the mat, opening up the upper back, pushing the chest to the thighs, lengthening the back of the legs, and breathing deeply. As I desperately try and ignore this fly, walking up and down my legs. Good, 2 more breaths. Make them your biggest, most energizing breaths yet. Lovely. Inhale to gaze up, to bend the knees, to step or jump to the front of the mat. And we fold over the legs. This is our last time here. So try and go for your biggest stretch. Perhaps the legs are straight now, lifting kneecaps up onto the thighs, engaging the thighs, and you can even rub your hands up and down your legs. You could even slide your hands down behind your calves, gently pulling your chest towards your toes. Maybe just shake the head out side to side once more. Take 2 more breaths and just see where can you soften, where are you holding on where you don't need to. Perhaps that's around the hips or around the lower back, maybe in the neck. Good. Lovely. Bend your knees, keep the eyes open, and slowly come rolling up. This is the last one. We do it slowly, slowly, slowly. All the way to standing. Once we're standing, bring the palms to the front, starting off, ending the way we started. Inhale, reach the arms up, and exhale, hands to heart center. Do a few more. Breathing strongly. We'll do about 3 more. 2 to go. And our last one, reaching up and exhaling, hands to heart center. Once we're here, we do close the eyes. Tapping into the body and tapping into the breath. Doing a little mental comparison to what the body feels like now as to the start of the class. And we do this without judgment. We just go, I see these differences. I notice my body hopefully feeling more energized, but perhaps sweaty, perhaps hot, loose, long, whatever it is, just notice. take another big breath in through the nose. As you exhale, bow the forehead down to the fingertips. Take a little moment here to give thanks to your body and everything it does for you. Really say it. Thank you, body. Thank you. You are amazing. You do amazing things. And just before we end, perhaps you want to set an intention for the day. Perhaps there's something you want to focus on, something you want to achieve. And it might not be a physical task, perhaps it's just it's something mentally or emotionally, an energy that you want to take with you through the rest of the day. Set that intention to yourself now, for yourself. See yourself achieving this task or easily going about your day with that feeling, that emotion. Last big inhale through the nose. As we exhale, we flutter the eyelids open. Thank you very much, everybody. I hope you had a good get up and go flow session with me. As always, I thank you. I thank you for joining me. Have a beautiful day, and I'll see you at the next one. Namaste.